Hi, I'm Ryan Mathewson, Golden Harvest agronomist located in Northeast Kansas. It is the time of the year where we start to think about spraying a corn fungicide. Thing that's kind of different this year is we've had a lot of early season drought. A lot of that vegetative stage went through corn that was rolled up. We had a lot of drought stress, a long periods without rain across a lot of the geography. So the question of fungicide isn't really obvious this year, like it is some years when we had good rainfall, we have good commodity prices, we just go for it. This year we want to be a little bit more careful with our decision. Fungicide is going to help us really maximize our yield potential, keep our plants clean, get that respirational efficiency that we're desiring. But we got to make sure also that we're getting an economic gain from using our fungicide. And so it's a little bit more difficult this year. So we need to do our homework. We need to figure out where our corn is. So what I like to do, we want to wait till our corn is fully tasseled before we spray a fungicide. So kind of the days leading up to that, I'd go out and I'd find our main ear that's on the plant. So here we got our ear shoot, and just go ahead and crack that open and count your rows around. The ear's not very big at this point, but rows around are set earlier in the season, so we know that. So this is one of our first indications of yield potential. The next thing we have to go through is pollination to get the length of the ear. So that's the thing we don't quite know about yet. So but the first thing is we're going to count the rows around on this thing. So this particular ear is 16 rows around, and so that's good potential. You know, anytime you see 16, 18 rows around, that's pretty ideal. So still indicates very good yield potential. So we know we got that going for us. And then I look at the weather that we have going on right now. So right now, I actually just had a little shower here last night, just a little, and took some of the stress off the plant. But really, we haven't had any significant moisture yet. So what we want to do before we ever spray a fungicide is make sure we get a good, sufficient drink of water, and make the leaves really express themselves. That way, when the fungicide comes on, that the plant can take it in properly. Also maximize your leaf area for the plant to catch the fungicide spray. So those would be a couple things you would want to wait on. As far as scouting for disease, I always think it's a little bit difficult to scout for disease, because a lot of times the disease has just started, and really we don't know what's going to completely come yet. Southern rust blows in from the south, so we don't know about what that's going to do. It's really just kind of assessing your crop where it's at today, and deciding whether or not you're going to protect that plant from future disease. A couple diseases that I did find in the corn plant, there was a little bit of, so hocus spot is not a economic disease that we're worried about, so that's hocus spot. There was just a little bit of gray leaf spot out there, very little bit, and a little bit of northern corn leaf blight, the cigar shaped lesion. So there's some disease present, not a lot, but really most of the disease lesions have yet to come. So we want to protect that crop to maximize its potential. Also in drought scenarios, fungicide has been shown to help respiration efficiency and make the plant a little more water efficient. So that's one of the benefits of a fungicide in a drought year. One thing we do have in our agronomy and action guide that you can find online or at your seed advisor, on page 41, we have a response under low disease environments to each hybrid. So under low disease pressure, how does that hybrid respond to a fungicide? So we have that published in our agronomy and action book. It's a really great resource. So you can use that as a help to guide you as well. The other thing I would take into consideration is your crop insurance levels. If you think that you're going to be under your crop insurance level, that's where I'm going to say probably a fungicide isn't going to necessarily make as much sense, because you might not get return on your investment if you're going to be into a insurance claim payout situation. But if you're going to be above that, I encourage fungicide use. I do think it helps in some of those drought situations. It's also going to help with harvest efficiency, harvest intactness. It's going to help that plant stay green longer. And last year when we had late season drought, we really learned that the longer we could keep that plant alive, the better the yield was. Get that plant to stay greener longer, keeping the factory going, making corn. So with that said, reach out to your local Golden Harvest seed advisor or sales rep or agronomist and talk through your scenario. Talk through what your forecast looks like, what the economics look like, and it's really a decision field by field, and we'd be glad to help you. Thanks again. My name's Ryan Mathewson, Golden Harvest agronomist. Good luck out there.